Hey guys, First Regardsman here, and today I'll be talking about a Power Axe build for the Vanguard class to make full use of things like Zone of Impact, Tactical Prowess, and our gun strikes. Now, the Power Axe is the newest weapon added to Space Marine 2 for the melee section, and this thing is kind of underpowered right now, but still has some pretty good synergy here with things like the Power Stance. So the version I'm picking up today is the fencing version, because overall, the Power Axe just functions way better with the parry options and block, because you can actually access the Power Stance, and unfortunately, as of right now, the block version of the Power Axe cannot go into Power Stance at all off of a perfect block. So fencing, I think, is just the way to go, because parry windows are pretty important with this. Now, for the perk tree, I do pick up the perk up here first, Perpetual Speed. Melee attack speed increases by 5%. Then I move over here into the perk Confident Stance. While in Power Stance, you do not lose control upon taking heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back. No knockback in this game is pretty powerful, and all you have to do to go into Power Stance with the Power Axe is just do a perfect parry, so pretty easy to trigger this, and no knockback, like I said, pretty damn good. Next perk I take is Perpetual Strength, moving down here into Perpetual Strength once again for a total melee damage increase of 10%. Then I grab the perk over here, Patient Stance. While on Power Stance, you do not lose contested health. Not losing contested health in your Power Stance off a perfect parry is very valuable in this game, and it's actually one of the best perks in this whole tree period. And the next perk I take after this is Endless Slash. You can endlessly chain your Whirl Slash attacks. All this is your heavy attack that spins you around. Pretty good against Minoris, not very strong against Majoris at all, but for Horde clear, pretty decent option. Next perk here is Power Strike. Gun Strike from Power Stance deals 20% more damage. This just helps your gun strikes to do even more, and gun strikes in this game, having a bonus damage to these is quite hard to find outside of things like the Assault class, so pretty damn good perk here. Next perk here is Power Wave. Power Backstep Wave, it damages more enemies. Now, the Power Backstep Wave is pretty terrible in this game, but actually staggers a ton of guys, so pretty good for that. We kind of have to take this, move into more important perks like Minoris Slayer, and the most important perk here, which is Restoration. Killing 7 enemies in rapid succession restores 1 armor segment. Cooldown is 20 seconds. Having armor restore tied to a melee weapon like this in this game is super rare. This is pretty much just a slightly worse version of the standard restoration perk that the Heavy has, which is a 15-second cooldown instead of a 21, and the Vanguard actually has this built into his prestige perk tree as well, with things like this. So pretty interesting they actually put this on the melee weapon. Armor restore in Space Marine 2 is just top tier wherever you can find it, so amazing perk choice for sure, and honestly the reason I prefer the top tree in general. Now the final perk here is Discharge. Overhead Strike deals damage around the target. Cooldown is 15 seconds, but it does feel like these two perks here are flipped, and maybe it's just a description error, but this one should be the Whirl Slash one up here, because you can't actually overhead strike unless you have the perk down here, Riposte, which is kind of strange. Maybe they'll fix that, maybe it's just a bug, but for now it's just the way it is, which is why I decided to take the perk tree this way. And that's pretty much all there is for the Power Axe setup here. Now for the range weapon selection, I do take a range-based Melter Rifle. This one did get buffed in patch 9.0 to have a far better damage fall off, and overall I think this is the best Melter Rifle in the game currently. And for the perk tree, I do pick up the perk down here, Decisive Reload first. Performing a finisher on a Majoris level or higher enemy with this weapon restores ammo by 1. This is some of the only ammo economy enabling for this entire class, so really strong option for us. Next perk here is Rapid Health. When your health is below 30%, killing 7 enemies in rapid succession restores health by 10%. This perk is very strong for the Melter Rifle because you pretty much just shoot this into some cultists or even some Zangors and stuff like that. Get your HP back up if you're low, especially if you don't have the healing perks like the team perk here or Adrenaline Rush. You want to like take Inner Fire like I did, so pretty good for a healing option if you don't take those perks. Now, the next perk I take after this is Trick Shot. Killing 5 enemies with 1 shot restores 1 armor segment. Cooldown is 30 seconds. This perk is just more free armor restoration, and armor restoration, like I mentioned before, is top tier in Space Marine 2 because it's just free damage reduction. Next perk here is Great Might for bonus Terminus damage. Then I move down the line into things like Divine Might for even more damage, pick up the extended magazine, grab the perk over here, First Shot, for even more damage, then I move all the way down into the increased fire rate. And that's pretty much all there is for the Melter Rifle. Now for the secondary weapon, I do take the Heavy Bolt Pistol because this does have the best gun strike damage in the game. I take the Ammo Reserve option because ammo on this class is pretty hard to get, so I would just pick up this version instead. And for the perk tree, I do take the perks all the way down the bottom for things like Divine Might, moving into very important perks like Death Strike, After killing a Majora's level or higher enemy in melee combat, you deal 25% more damage for 10 seconds. This is a great damage buff, especially for something you're doing all the time in this game, which is just killing guys in melee. And then the next perk we take after this that's very important is Able Damage. After using a class ability, damage increases by 20% for 10 seconds. This perk procs all the time on an Inner Fire Vanguard or like a Tactical Prowess Vanguard because you do grapnel pretty much 24/7. It's a really strong option for sure. And the final perks I take here are things like Tactical Precision for more headshot damage, because headshot damage is the overall best for the heavy bolt pistol and pretty much every bolt gun in this game. For the Vanguard perk tree, I do pick up Upper Hand first. After a perfectly timed parry, block, or dodge, you do not lose control upon taking heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back for 10 seconds. No knockback in this game is god tier. Pretty much pick it up wherever you can. It really should be a fundamental aspect of the melee combat in this game. Unfortunately, it is not. We kind of have to grab this perk pretty much every time. Next perk here is Conviction. When your armor is fully depleted, you take 25% less health damage for 10 seconds. This perk makes you incredibly tanky, super powerful effect, especially now that the melee enemies like Chaos Spawn are in Chaos as well, so perks like Close Combat Focus have fallen off a little bit, and this one I think is just straight up better. Next perk here is Consecutive Execution. Killing 7 enemies in rapid succession restores equipment charged by 1. Cooldown is 90 seconds. Having a 90-second frag grenade, shock grenade, melt a bomb, or even a crack can be super valuable for you and really help you clear out encounters. And honestly, anything that breaks the pickup economy of Space Marine 2 is a top tier perk effect. This one is no different. Now, for the team perk selection, I did take the perk here, Inner Fire. All squad members can restore ability charge by 15% by performing finishers on Majora's level or higher enemies. Now, you don't actually have to perform a finisher on these guys. All you have to do is kill Majora's to trigger this effect. Super powerful option, especially for things like a Bulwark on your team. Though if you want to take the healing perk with Unmasked Zeal, you definitely can. These are both really, really good. This one is definitely more forgiving, but I like this one more personally. Next perk here is Restless Fortitude. After a diving kick, you take 40% less range damage for 10 seconds. 40% less range damage is a super chunky damage reduction, though I will mention that you cannot actually trigger this off of a Tactical Prowess Execute. You have to actually do a grapple and not actually kill the guy you're grappling to, which does kind of suck. But either way, if you have Inner Fire with this build, you're going to get your grapnels back fast enough that you'll pretty much trigger this all the time, on top of having extra grapnels for things like Zone of Impact and Tactical Prowess. Now, the next perk I have here is Zone of Impact, like I mentioned before. Performing a finisher with the grapnel launcher deals damage to nearby enemies. This damage is tremendous. This perk pretty much carries Vanguard to like put him in A tier currently. Very powerful perk effect on top of his team perks, and Zone of Impact pretty damn easy to trigger with things like Tactical Prowess, which is grapnel launcher being able to activate a finisher not only on incapacitated enemies but also on those who have less than 33% health. And performing a finisher with the grapnel launcher restores its charge. So if you combine these two together, you can pretty much just cycle an entire horde and constantly do AoEs to them. Pretty damn easy, kind of brain dead, but super strong perk effect. Next perk here is Combat Readiness. Grapnel launcher recharges 20% faster. This just makes us get our grapnels back even faster on top of Inner Fire, so super strong perk combo here. They'll also mention that the Power Axe power stance of like the Power Wave and such, this will move you out of range of your like enemies, so you'll be able to trigger things like your grapnel far more easily, because unfortunately the grapnel launcher in Space Marine 2 does not let you grapnel into guys point blank, so moving back is necessary anyways, and this perk, or excuse me, this weapon will do that for you regardless. Now, for the prestige perks, pretty simple. Just take Battlefield Awareness for closer range damage within 8 meters. Very, very powerful perk effect and pretty free. Next perk I take is Fortitude, because health increases in Space Marine 2, excuse me, are incredibly powerful wherever you can find them. And then we also pick up Launch Restoration and Restoration, because first of all, getting an armor back on grapnel launch when we have things like Inner Fire and Combat Readiness is just so much free armor for us, and Restoration is a god tier perk like I mentioned before, and it's no different here. And that's pretty much all there is for the Vanguard Power Axe build. Hopefully this build guide helped. Like I said before, the Power Axe is not the most powerful weapon in this game. It could definitely use like a damage buff and such, but for now it is pretty fun, still totally viable. And if you like content like this, subscribe for more, and as always, thank you for watching.
No poke and no grace. Shut them up before they bring more. Coming up. More numbers on more fodder. Squeezing it into the more depth. What needs gravity? Some more. You got down, sword. Into the fray. Closing the gap. Revenue just set. Into the fray. Finished and ready. Let us use more bombs, just to be safe.
That was totally necessary, grapnel.
What needs grappling?
I have to kill all two of them.
Arming up. For aid. Into the fray. Let us use more bombs, just to be safe. Disappointing. Let us use more bombs, just to be safe. Support available.
That takes my reload properly. Really matters at all.
Closing the gap. Grapnel launcher set.
That's great crowd control. I mean, you don't fuck up like that, but... I can break contested health recovery.
Finished and ready. Let us use more bombs, just to be safe. Let us use more bombs, just to be safe.
I tried the final bomb, and I'll grab you. That execute button totally gets you killed. That or the fucking Cadians kill them.
its way, but there is a horde of Xenos between you and it. Dig in for the lobo.
Got substantial for solo. The power wave's pretty good for that.
You have its attention. It is moving to intercept.
I'll probably use my melting gun more, but that looks sick.
Keep your eyes peeled. The Xenos leader beast will be in visual range shortly.
Go on, over the wall!
Time to gut this build properly.
Difficult to miss this massive eyesore. I've never seen such an atrocity.
Hold. Give the hive beast a
Combi Melta can't one-shot Gaunts? That's gross.
Detonate the charges now.
Alright, let us grab the ammo here and move on.
View your packs, right? I count that amongst my confirmed. Closing the gap. Swapping out magazine. Into the fray. What needs grappling? No hope and no grace. Into the more of
That's three.
what is the progress blasted out of the sky?
That worked.
Replenished and ready. Cut that call for help short. Son boy. Rapid launch. Farming up. Stunning them. The thing is too smart. It knows we are after it. Reloading. Not one. We need some help. Silence.
Actually, put them on a box.
One down. Trillions to go. Give them a shot. Into the fray. Smoking out magazine. Stay there for me. Grapple gorge. What needs grappling? Ordnance on me.
Oh, there's so many
Arming up.
sniper bolts on.
Bulk available. Disappointing. Into the maw of death.
So no boss spawns, not helping.
Swapping out magazine. Here we come, spiky bastard. Into the fray!
That's the only not. You can play the fat HP part these days.
Finished and ready.
Ow.
Tending to my weakness.
That was interesting. That's just a lame enemy to fight. It's a bunch of swarm lines you can do.
Reloading.
Boss is such parry fodder. What a joke. Oh, that's an animation lock me.
Still got some fighting. Good.
Why does that power wave do nothing? Power wave isn't super damaging. I'm pretty sure it's partially based on the damage of the weapon itself. Could be wrong though. Also, this guy's a fuck ton of HP. Does not help.
What needs grappling?
We parry again, and we power wave him, and then we parry him. This Hive Tyrant. A Superstorm, thank you for the one sub. Does he not do half as moves if you stand still? No, he doesn't actually. He'll just try to melee you endlessly. I mean, all you can really do is just, do like the 3 unblockables that he occasionally does, but parry interrupts like 90% of his attacks. So he just sends out his waves endlessly and does this shit. Not that any of his moves are particularly hard to deal with, but... What a joke of a boss, dude. This AI is so garbage. Oh, I take it back. Take it back. Zelda. Yeah, he doesn't do his wave or his charge unless if you all stay close to him. You just pretty much just fodderize him. You're close by. So easy, dude. Boss is such a joke. New boss, so I need to practice that guy. He's brutal. That's a pretty easy mission, but you can see all of our range damage with the Melt-A-Gun, and most of our damage comes from gun strikes off the Power Axe. So Power Axe is pretty good for Horde clear. There's that. Pretty fun build for sure.